You're born in a barren nest on a rocky cliffside. It's dry, desolate, and baking under the relentless sun. Your mom hovers protectively over you and your sibling, her sharp eyes scanning the horizon. She hasn't eaten for days, but that's not new. Survival doesn't come easy here. Winds whistle through the cliffs, and danger is everywhere, but you're too small to notice any of it yet. You're blind and featherless, and your only instinct is to push closer to your mom, desperate for the warmth and safety her body offers. You don't know it yet, but from the moment you hatched, you've entered a harsh, unforgiving world where survival is not guaranteed. The world you were born into is cruel, chaotic, and not designed for the weak. Food is scarce, and even as a chick, you're already competing for survival. Your sibling is your first rival. If there's not enough food, one of you won't make it. The strong one thrives, the weaker one fades away. When your mom finally brings food, it's not pretty. Rotting flesh. The stench hits you before you see it, but hunger makes you accept it without hesitation. This is the reality of your life. You're a scavenger, born into a role no other creature wants. You eat what others leave behind. Weeks pass, and your world expands. Your fluffy down feathers are replaced by dark, rugged plumage. You take your first wobbly steps to the edge of the nest, the abyss below stretching out endlessly. The wind howls, daring you to take a leap. Eventually, you do. Your wings are awkward at first, flapping against the air as you struggle to stay aloft. Falling feels inevitable, but somehow, you learn. You soar. The sky becomes your new home, but it's not freedom, it's a battlefield. Every day is a gamble. You patrol the skies, searching for the telltale signs of a meal, circling vultures, the smell of decay, or the sight of a dying animal on the plains below. But it's not just you. Jackals, hyenas, and other scavengers are always close behind, ready to fight you for every scrap of meat. Life as a vulture isn't glamorous. You're nature's cleanup crew, essential yet despised. Other animals avoid you. Humans misunderstand you. To them, you're a symbol of death, an omen, a bad sign. But they don't see the bigger picture. Without you, disease would spread, and ecosystems would collapse. The food you find is often dangerous, tainted by poison, disease, or even traps laid by humans who see you as a pest. But you can't afford to be picky. Your stomach is your greatest weapon, built to digest the deadliest bacteria and break down the toughest bones. As you grow older, the challenges don't ease. Your wings ache after hours of circling. Food becomes scarcer as human activities destroy habitats and disrupt natural cycles. You've seen other vultures collapse mid-flight, too weak to keep going, and then, one day, you face your biggest challenge yet: poison. You land on what looks like a feast, a carcass left behind. But the moment you take a bite, you realize too late that it's a trap. Your body weakens, your vision blurs, and you struggle to take off. This isn't nature, this is human interference, and it's wiping out vultures like you across the globe. Somehow, you survive. Against all odds, you recover and keep going. You find a mate, a fellow survivor who understands the brutal life you've endured. Together, you start the cycle anew, building a nest high on a cliff where no predator can reach your chicks. When your chicks hatch, you see yourself in them, fragile, helpless, and clueless about the challenges ahead. But you teach them, just as you were taught. You show them how to find food, how to soar higher than the clouds, and how to survive in a world that's constantly trying to push you out. You've lived a life of hardship, but you've also lived a life of purpose. You're not a predator, and you're not a prey. You're something in between, a vital cog in the wheel of life. You're the one cleaning up the mess, ensuring that death gives way to new life. And while your story may end in the same harsh, unforgiving landscape where it began, your legacy will live on through the skies, carried by the next generation of scavengers, soaring higher than anyone thought possible. Because in the end, the vulture doesn't just survive, it endures.